welcome to another video from salesberg.com. In this video we shall be looking at the Creative SBS A35 speaker set. Now Creative advertises this speaker to just have 2 watts, 1 watt per each channel. We shall be looking at the sound quality and general build and so forth. But to begin with, as you can see, this is a little box over here. It sells at about $10 to $15 depending on where you're purchasing from. But it's as basic as speaker can get, and isn't expected to perform wonders, but it should be just good enough for your day-to-day PowerPoint presentation or desktop usage, and maybe even Skype or things of that nature, where you don't expect things to get too loud, but just clear enough and good enough that the proposition holds value. So without further delays, let's start unpacking the speaker box. First, I'll need to cut through. Give me 1 second, I'll just cut the box open. Okay, I've cut through the factory seal. I'll just open it right in front of you. Maybe pretty simple packaging. There is limited warranty thing or the other, safety, and the 2 speakers. I'll pull them out of the bubble wrap. There. Got tape on it. There we go. So 2 speakers out of the box. Construction wise, it's pretty light, as we'd expect. This one is obviously heavier, but it's got wires pulling at it. On the top there is the obvious on-off switch, so it can be totally turned off, and volume control, and a green light that shows power. And at the back there is a duct, air duct. It says over here right speaker, so obviously this one has to be left speaker. So let's plug it in and do a quick sound test. Okay, so I've connected it up to the mains over here, and now let's just power it up. So there we go. That green light turns up. Now all the wires are hardwired, as you can see. There's no pluggy thingy to do, just the regular 3.5 millimeter jack, standard one. So what I'm going to do is, instead of plugging into any other laptop or something like that, I'm just hooking up to my phone, and let's play the soundtrack. Okay, so here's what I think. The sound itself is not so bad, right? It's loud enough, it's clear enough. Obviously we didn't expect it to be ground shaking, so it's not. But as I was saying, it's good enough and powerful enough to fill up this whole room, which is quite a big room over here. Anyhow, so if you were using this for a presentation or something like that in a conference room, perhaps, you can still use it. They advertise it as 2 watts, but it sounds more than 2 watts. I'd say I've tested many speakers that say 5 watt RMS or things like that. This sort of matches that. Now, we've listened to it for a very short time, but I've used these speakers a lot more than the duration I've shown, which is why I can say I've used it in very, very different types of situations. Now, what I have here, one other thing that I wanted to show you, which is why I'm doing this video to begin with, which is these. Now, these on the right over here is SBS A30, the previous generation of the SBS A35. Why do I have it over here? Well, they discontinued making this. They started making that, but I bought this in about 2007, and now is 2012 and a half. So it's about 5 years old. As you can see, I've barely taken any care of it. It's a bit dusty and all that. Feature-wise, it still has the same thing, 2 watts, 1 watt per channel. Same single volume controller over here and power button. All the wires are hardwired and ducked at the back. Why I'm bringing these speakers here is because they're extremely comparable. If not, the circuitries are same inside. It's just that one's a little bit taller, that one's a little bit shorter. So it should sound still the same, except 5 years of use. I've used it practically 24 hours turned on, and no care whatsoever. Just plug it in and turn it on and forget about it. It was with one of the office computers for like eons, or since 2007. Anyhow, so let's see what the sound quality of these ones are. Okay, we're at it. Just disconnect that. Plug in this one. Bring the phone to this side. Turning it on. There we go. Same soundtrack. Have a listen. Okay, so here's what I think. As far as audio quality goes, this one and this one are still very much like, after 5 years of usage, the sound quality has barely deteriorated, except this little dial over here. When it was playing, it made a little bit of... So 5 years of usage has, let's say, corroded a bit of, the carbon from the dial, perhaps. Other than that, the speaker is still functional. It hasn't, bombed out or anything like that. And if I were to plug it in back into the desktop at the office, it will still be working just fine. Do I care about a little bit of hissing sound over here when I turn the volume up? And no, not really. I mean, it's still functional. What I'm trying to say is that I paid probably $14 or something like that. That's lunch money. I don't expect a lunch to last me 5 years. That speaker did. How much more value can I get out of a $15 speaker? Not much. Well, that goes to show that Creative as a brand, even though if you're buying a cheaper, set, they do a decent job of building, reasonably hardy sort of a product. They're not, out of the world as far as sound quality is concerned. Like, they didn't do anything revolutionary there. But, for the price we pay for these, who can complain? I mean, and the longevity sure pays for it over time. So there we have it. That was a quick video for the SBS A35, and a flashback for the SBS A30 as well. Hope you've enjoyed this video. For more videos and reviews and so forth, please visit us at www.salesburg.com. Thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you next time.